seconds remaining.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to your second match of the round of 16 that we're covering here on Beyond the Summit. You are watching the GEST Dota 2, the inaugural GEST event of 2013. There are many more to come. I'm LD. I'm joined here by Pyrian Flax. After this game, we will move on into the round of 8. We'll end today with the round of 4. That will be a best out of 3. That'll be your first semifinal. Of course, there are other games going on simultaneously. There are other streams, so if you're looking for a different game, you can find out all the streams. I believe Gosu Gamers or Team Liquid are probably your best two resources there. So anyway, with that being said, Pyrian, it's Mineski versus GOG. GOG, for those who don't know, since they're sort of the less known team, they hail from Myanmar. They did win the SEA qualifier that was for a country that didn't have its own qualifier, I believe. They had SEA. There's a qualifier for certain countries. Then there was one just general SEA qualifier for countries that didn't have one. And then there was one non-SEA qualifier, which was won by a Chinese team known as Rising Star. So anyway, here we are. Best out of 1. Mineski, I also want to mention, has Joven, formerly of iZone, apparently has departed the team, standing in for them. So the roster intrigue thickens in the Philippines, you might say.
Yeah, I guess it does. I'm just going to say, genuineness of geeks. Is that like a gaggle of geese? Like a genuineness of geeks? I think that must be
You're
the
saying like
form
a set quantity or something?
Yeah, that's a... Oh, look, a genuineness of geeks approaches. Interesting name. So they've got these guys qualified, and they're up against Mineski, who are like legit pros.
Well, Mineski is certainly the more famous team, the more experienced team, but this is Dota 2, and Mineski has yet to really convince anyone that they are a top team when it comes to Dota 2. They haven't won any major events yet, so this will be a proving ground for them, as well as for GOG. The genuineness of geeks. It's a mouthful, to say the least.
It is.
Mineski,
I think GOG is better, yeah.
As for Mineski, pretty standard bans from both teams, really. They actually start with the Keeper of the Light, first pick, and GOG says, no Kodal PL cheese for you.
Yeah.
Sir, we're going to take the Kodal. We're going to take the PL for ourselves.
Yeah. It's a horrible thing to lane against Kotal PL at any level. I'm sure it's terrible at every level, but I play against it all the time because when you play all pick and you're not quick enough and you spend the first 80 seconds amongst your team arguing about who's going to play what role, the other team quietly goes and picks Kotal and PL and the game sucks. But yep, Shadow Demon picked up again, and there are no other heroes like Kotal that just give you limitless mana, are there?
Trying to think. Crystal Maiden, sort of, I guess.
Yeah,
but yeah, not quite. It's not that burst mana that you can get from Keeper of the Light. I also want to mention who Joven is standing in for, which is, of course, Woots. I will be very sad if he leaves Mineski. The Woot Shaker is my personal favorite, but a lot of people love Joven. He's been a playmaker for iZone for a while now. So anyway, the Phantom Lancer choice from GOG, interesting. They followed up with the Shadow Demon, a great support, because you don't want to give away Shadow Demon and Keeper of the Light when you have a Phantom Lancer, because then they have their own army of PLs, and they have Illuminate to kill yours. Mineski follows up with the Queen of Pain. Are we going to see a Bimbo Quap this game, or is it going to be something that it goes into the hands of another player? I believe Yanni's been playing solo mid for them as of late, so we'll probably see him on that Queen of Pain. He actually played, oh yeah, now it's coming back to me. He played really well for Mineski in the SEA League. I think it was the SEA League. He was, for me, their most consistent player, even though Bimbo, or Jay as he's also known, is sort of their star player, their most famous player. But Yanni has really been impressing as of late. He's a relatively new addition to the roster.
And who was he? So who's the guy that's just, his name doesn't show up, it's just, there's a space between the two full stops.
That's Joven.
That's Joven, okay.
Yeah, he's from iZone. iZone is, as of late, the best Dota 1 team in the Philippines. They've won the past 2 GSTs IDC Cups back-to-back, but, well, this is Dota 2, and things are totally different there.
That's interesting. I was thinking of a question I had for you, LD, about the difference between Dota 1 and Dota 2. And given that Dota 1 has been played competitively for years, but there are heroes in Dota 2, like when they ported over Drow and people like that, that now people talk about, oh, Drow is so OP and she's not in captain's mode and stuff. So was Drow balanced in Dota 1? Did they just do they still need to work on porting her over properly? Well, what's the deal? Why isn't she balanced?
She's actually, yeah, I mean, she's not banned in Dota 1. You can pick her in competitive play in Dota 1. I don't really know why, to be honest, because, I mean, I haven't played the two heroes enough as of late in Dota 1 and Dota 2 to tell you if there's a significant difference, but she's freaking strong in both games. I mean, most people would agree she's either broken or just incredibly powerful. Certainly a top flight carry is going to see a lot of play. And in the Philippines especially, because they favor a split push style, especially in Dota 1. So they go for something like Drow, and then a Shadow Fiend goes mid. And then you just have these two ridiculous physical DPS carries who both really bounce off of each other. The Drow benefits from the minus armor of the Shadow Fiend. Of course, they both benefit from the global damage aura from the Drow. Yeah. So yeah, it's a sick, nasty hero. It's something that we would... Silencer actually is a hero that Joven's played as of late, but Mineski are going to be the ones to ban it out. He played it, I believe, when he's standing in for them in the Litany League, which happened a week or two ago. That was the tournament that ELG was casting. Some of you may recall. That's where Cyclops and Snacky started to really make their mark felt. But, well, no Silencer this game for Mineski.
So why the Sand King ban? Why Sand King banned?
He's really considered sort of I don't know if a top-tier support, but certainly like the best of the rest as far as supports go in Southeast Asia. In North America and Europe, largely disregarded.
Yeah.
He does offer, I mean, he's got the best, I think the flat-out best support stun in the game.
Yeah.
And once it gets leveled up and you've modded to spam it in the mid-game. The issue is that his laning's generally weak, but as a roaming support, he's pretty strong. He just needs someone like Rubik or Shadow Demon to set him up, and well, there is a Shadow Demon already on the genuineness of Geeks, so they may be a little bit worried about that chain stun roaming combo because PL and Puck are very elusive. So you can roam with the Shadow Demon, you can roam with the Sand Cane, and you don't have to be particularly worried about either of your core heroes getting picked off.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, because I mean, obviously, I'm a big fan of Sand King. I think he's awesome and underrated. But yeah, that's at my level. At this level, I'd always thought he was kind of disregarded, as you say. But Darkseer banned quite late in the day. But yeah, interesting. That is a late ban. And Gyrocopter, one of your favorite heroes. I played a game with a guy as Gyrocopter yesterday. He refused to level up the flat cannon. Just wouldn't level it. Took stats over.
Well, it's a shitty ability, period. So maybe you should just learn Dota first before you speak. Yeah, it's actually Gyro's best ability by far. It's freaking insane. The AoE. I mean, the whole thing with Flat Cannon is even if their carries are hard to kill, you'll just murder all their supports if they're like on the same screen as you. So
right.
Yeah, it's definitely his best ability.
We'd have a fight where we were all fighting in a massive pile, and you'd think, well, this would be the perfect time for Flat Cannon, but no, it's like he quickly just bends down and lights a little rocket, like, this will save us. It's ugly. Ugly.
I have to give another shout out to Max or Vekalisk. I think you could follow him on Twitter at Vekalisk. He may have changed his Twitter handle, but everybody's been loving the overlay. I've seen at least like 40 comments about it, so shout out to you, Max. You rock. You've done a great job with the overlay, and hopefully you'll do a lot more great work. Max is the man.
You know what? He is designing something as we speak. It is a little, you know when people spam like faces and things in the Twitch chat? He's done one for me, and he's done one for Cyborg Matt, and hopefully they're going to make it into the Twitch sort of array of faces for BTS streams, as I understand it. Yeah, and he showed me...
No Bruno faces, though. No fucking way. No Bruno faces.
Unless it's well, actually, I don't know. Everyone expects me to hate on Bruno, but I can't.
No, I like Bruno too.
He's so cool.
It's just part of my act being mad at him.
We despise him as a traitor, of course. But yeah.
So Mineski goes back for the Lina here. They have a great chain stun combo with Rubik Lina. A bit lacking on Teamfight, but not on Teamfight per se, but they don't have that big AoE stun just yet. The Lina stun, decent, but you're unlikely to hit multiple heroes in most engagements with that. What they do have is tons of AoE to clear out illusions, and when you're up against Phantom Lancer, that's what you need. You need a reliable way to kill off the illusions quickly in the early to mid game. Eventually, if they get tanky enough, you won't be able to kill them, even with these heroes. And I also want to point out, if this game goes later... I mean, Mineski has a lot of heroes that are food for Phantom Lancer, and also for Chaos Knight. There is a Wisp in the pool. It would be a very risky game to go for Wisp, I have to say, because the early late stage of Mineski is incredibly powerful, and Wisp is not very strong against these kinds of heroes. Keeper of the Light, one Illuminate, basically is going to kill you off. Mineski the choice. This will be a tri-lane Naga for sure, so we're probably looking at... how are they? Who's going to be their other solo here? I'm wondering if it's going to be, I guess, a Rubik. Well, they could run Naga, Lina, Keeper, Rubik as a solo, and Quita Pain as the safe lane solo. So it may be a Yanni Rubik going mid, a Quita Pain. Normally the Pinoy teams run the Rubik as a support, but in this game, they already have Naga, they already have Lina and Keeper. They don't really need that additional setup stun, so I'm thinking we're going to see Rubik go mid, and Quita Pain go safe lane with an offensive tri-lane Naga, Keeper, Lina. And that is a fearsome tri-lane.
Yeah, and there's that setup you were talking about with the Naga ult. They can set it up with the get Queen of Pain in there for the shout, and get Lina in there for the stun and everything. Get a Q going. It's pretty ugly. They can queue everything up with Naga Sirens. Nice.
Wow, they do go for the Wisp.
Yeah, the Wisp and Puck to me feels like you're just taking a couple of little feeble children into battle with you, and you need to look after them. But luckily they got CK. CK can carry them both on his horse. He's the manliest of men.
This is a very weak laning stage for GOG. They are going to have a lot of trouble against Mineski. Wisp, even a hero like Puck needs level 6 to do anything. If he gets a good rune, Puck is just not that scary at the early levels. Even if he gets something like a haste that he's level 3 or 4, probably won't find a kill, so I don't know. If this laning stage goes well for them, they'll be in great shape come mid-game. Mineski do have quite a few squishy, delicious targets. And, well, it's actually going to be Yanni playing... yeah, he's playing the Rubik. They did a little swap after the hero picks, perhaps trying to throw GOG off guard. So it looks like we will be seeing a solo mid Rubik, most likely. Yeah. And Jay is actually playing... Oh, no, Bimbo's playing the Lina. What's going on here? Bimbo's on support. They're switching up roles.
Yeah, actually, West Quap looks like she's heading mid. Let's actually... Well, wait, nope. She's making a beeline for bot. Unless they're just doing that whole, the four-man sort of...
Yeah, they're probably just four-man into the enemy jungle. So, well, before we dive in too much to the analysis, let's introduce the players. Oa on the Naga Siren, rushing the Tranquil Boots. Geo on the Keeper of the Light, Sentries and Observers picked up. Bimbo playing the Lina is playing support this game. Remember, Woods has been replaced by Joven, so someone's got to fill that support role, and it looks like it's going to be Bimbo who does it. Not something I thought I would see, as he almost always plays that farmer, that carry role. And, of course, Joven, formerly of iZone, currently teamless, at least officially, is going to be standing in as the Queen of Pain. Last but not least, Yanni going top as the Rubik, not going to the mid lane. So it looks like it will be the Quap mid, the Rubik safe lane, and the aggressive tri lane. And for GOG, what do we have?
For GOG, unless I'm mistaken, we're going to have CK Wisp mid. We've got Joku and Heaven, and they're lurking in that kind of area. I think they're going mid. Bot, PL, and Shadow Demon. You've got Icado 181 on the Shadow Demon, and you've got Real on the PL, and top solo War on the Puck. So interesting lanes, very interesting lanes. Looks like
they're abandoning they're not going to go offensive try, and they're going to leave Joven solo bottom as the Quap. And I think they're expecting the Wisp to be down here, but that's not going to be the case. They do have an Observer Ward up there, block the pole camp. Versus this lane, Queen of Pain is not going to have a very good time. Shadow Demon and Phantom Lancer can really make her life hell. Between Disruption and Lance Spam. And they've got only one Clarity Potion, so they'll be a little bit low in mana. So it's going to be dual lane on dual lane mid. Naga Keeper versus Chaos Knight Wisp, but what GOG can look to do is just do some mid pulls. They don't really have to engage in this lane, and I think they should get quite a lot of levels. As long as the Wisp doesn't get caught. Even if she does, she can always tether away to safety. So I don't see this dual lane accomplishing too much for Mineski, to be honest.
This Puck, by the way, just got rocked down to about 1/3 health by Lina. She is beautiful, but she's evil.
Yeah, well, Wisp eats what looks like an Illuminate. Takes out quite a bit of damage there. Would like to see Heaven doing the mid pulls. He's not yet, though. He's just sitting in the lane, leeching experience. This is really not the optimal way to play the lane. What you want to do is just constantly mid pull on the one to where they go. If they get the lift, this might be a kill. Lift away. While he's trying to orb, he will port out. Oh, just didn't quite get the chain stun. If the Lina stun had landed before he was able to complete his port, he would have the orb would have expired, and he probably would have died there. Instead, he will get away.
He's tricky to catch. I mean, I guess that's why they feel safe to put him, even with the telekinesis, and even with, I mean, the stun from Lina, as you say, is not because it takes it's a timing issue. I don't think he's quite as worried about that. But yeah, they need to time it good. But I mean, Lina soloed him down to 1/3 health, so I wouldn't want to be a Puck in this position, I tell you.
Well, I really thought Mineski would go for an aggressive tri-lane bottom lane and just throw the Rubik middle. Against CK Wisp, Rubik should be relatively okay at the early levels. Once it gets to like level 3 or 4, he might be in a bit of trouble. But you can kill that bottom lane repeatedly. That smoke gank mid and create some space for the Rubik. Instead, the CK Wisp doing okay mid. Bottom lane, the Phantom Lancer really not having too much trouble. You see Queen of Pain is 2-1. She just picked up a few CS, but PL already 9-1. The trade, well, their Rubik is getting free farm top lane. But it's only a Rubik. It's not the strongest hero. We'll see what they can do in the mid game, but if GOG was doing the mid pulls and just playing a little bit more greedily, I feel they'd be in a great position right now.
Well, what was Puck doing there? Puck wandered down to the river, stood there for about 10 seconds, and now he's gone back to the lane.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oa making some damage mid. Now Heaven tethered up, but dying quickly to the Illuminate. First blood. Well, they don't get the actual official first blood notification because it was the neutrals, or the Radiant Creeps that got the kill. Or the Dire Creeps, rather. But in the end, they do get the kill. Big overextension, and the thing here is you always want to save your tether to escape when you're up against a hero like Naga Siren, and he should just be mid-pulling. I'm really not sure why he continues to try and sit in the lane, because the Chaos Knight is absolutely fine. Even if they net him and illuminate him, they're not going to kill him at this early level.
Yeah, he's so tough. And also, what is with these sentry wards? They put a sentry ward on the other side. Is that said to avoid getting the smoke ganked or something?
Well, when you're up against CK Wisp, you don't want the enemy team to have a hill ward. So by throwing a sentry ward down the lane, you can make sure there's no observer wards up on your hills. So they're not going to vision for that initial reality rift.
Right, of course. Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's good.
Oh, and now we see an observer drop down, and well, they want to get rid of this quickly.
There's Kothel on it. Yeah.
Meanwhile, top lane, Puck tries to orb away. Is he gonna be able to escape? No. Jukes the other way. Will be fine.
They went on CK Wisp mid as well with a net from Naga Siren, but a quick tether from Wisp, and they got the stun off on her, and CK was able to escape. I think maybe they just these are interesting lanes. I honestly haven't seen this kind of laning before, so I'm just going to keep my mouth shut and remain to be shown why they've done it. But yeah, I'm not quite sure what the logic is behind it. Have you seen something like this before?
Well, what's unusual to me is that Mineski had the perfect lineup to go offensive tri-lane, and they're not doing it. They're still doing okay, with all that being said. The Puck is doing much worse than the Queen of Pain. Joven is getting quite a bit. He's actually level 5 already. But part of the reason he's level 5 is that the camp has been warded off. The Shadow Demon never dewarded, and it's really limited their ability to deny that Queen of Pain farm. If they were pulling the camp, she'd be forced to fight close to the tower. The PL would probably already be level 5. They'd have less experience and levels on the Queen of Pain, and they could be more aggressive versus her. They could also be mid-pulling on the side of GOG, so just some inefficient play from the supports and playing a little bit too passively. As a result, it's going alright for Mineski, but these are really not the right lanes for Mineski. If they had just gone offensive tri-lane, they could have completely shut down first the bottom lane and then applied the pressure mid. Here they go mid. Bimbo's rotated in. There's the stun. Illuminate being channeled. It's gonna hit. Down will go.
Nice combo.
Yeah, good rotation from Bimbo, and well, they continue. They actually get the kill on the Chaos Knight there. Wisp up to level 4. Does have the bottle. I believe that's the CK's bottle. Indeed it is. So it's looking good for Mineski right now. Up 2k gold, up 1.5k experience. But with Wisp in the game, we've seen leads like this get turned around before. They really want to keep on applying the pressure.
Yeah, I mean, if they can get the Wisp and CK leveled up, they're going on the Naga here, but I don't think they're going to be able to do anything. They have to dodge the Illuminate. Poor old Wisp, as you say, he's only got 600 health. CK can take this kind of punishment, but Wisp cannot. So yeah, he needs to be very careful. But once they get him leveled up and they can do that sort of roaming, teleporting gank trick, it's pretty terrifying.
Rubik already has Arcane Boots, and he's got the Illusory Orb as well. If they get a good lift here and he's got mana for the combo, they should be able to bring War very low, if not kill him off.
I think he's 10-second cooldown on his boots. Will be interesting to see if he goes for it once the boots come off cooldown and he gets a bit of mana. I think he might go for it here.
Interesting. Heaven gets the double damage from bottom. Now trots back towards mid. Has his boots up. Very, very... Just both teams really interesting. The Queen of Pain already up to level 6. This is a hero that generally wouldn't do well in the offlane, but the just total lack of pulls and in the early Quelling Blade on Phantom Lancer, he took a lot more damage than you would expect. Didn't go for a whole lot of regen, and they're not doing anything to keep her out of the lane, really. They're just allowing her to... Even now, still not going to pull. It's after 6 minutes. You know if there was an Observer Ward, it's expired. And at this point, the damage is really done. I mean, the Queen of Pain has gotten so much more out of the lane than you'd ever would expect she could. And it does make life difficult now.
She's only got 10 last hits fewer than the Phantom Lancer, so yeah, it's going pretty well for her.
Compare that to the Puck, who's sitting on 11 CS and is a full level and a half lower.
Right.
That's a big deficit.
And
Lena's been mid as well.
Oh wow, they almost got him Illuminate and then a net, but he was able to escape just in time. I think the Wisp seems to be just here to look after CK, but in that case, why didn't they put him in this lane top and leave Puck mid? Interesting.
Well, no, the Wisp wouldn't be able to do anything top because there's just too much burst damage. He'd most likely just be feeding or running for his life.
You think he's better off facing the Kotal Naga?
Yeah, he should have been pulling the small camp a lot earlier. And even if Kotal tries to steal that, at least you're denying them a lot of experience along the way.
Yeah.
Well, for the moment, the pressure mounting in all three lanes. Mineski just keeps on spamming the waves down, and at this point, you can't leave Joven alone versus the Phantom Lancer, because he'll just do a ton of damage with the auto text. He hasn't even gone for Shadow Strike because he's in the off lane. He's expected to deal with harassment. He doesn't expect to be trading hits too much. But he's stealing neutrals. He's killing off illusions. He's diving the Phantom Lancer. Manly play. Meanwhile,
this is womanly play of the highest. Oh, he's gonna get the courier. The courier ran right past him. Guy, I thought he would have taken the courier out. Maybe it's not such a big deal. But I love a good courier kill. Invis rune on the Naga Siren mid. There's the net. Sets up the Illuminate. Lina coming in, but they're not gonna. I don't think they're gonna get the stun on him. Tries for the body block. There's the stun, and CK's gonna go down. Nice.
What's going on with Heaven here? Heaven rotates towards the bottom rune, but with the chase towards the top rune, I guess he didn't see the Invis picked up in time. They haven't been able to really reward yet because Kotal's constantly pushing the lane along with Naga. They do have a lot of pushing power between those two, Riptide as well as Illuminate.
Yep. And meanwhile, well, this Quap seems to be doing a good job of harassing this poor PL, who is level 6, Quap level 8. Yeah, not looking great for GOG at the moment, I would say. As you say, Puck, only level 6. He's 2 levels behind Queen of Pain now. And, yeah, not friendly playing up against Lena Rubik. They're going to take this mid tower right now.
Oh, looks like I missed a kill on the Wisp. Wisp dies mid, and should be an easy push from here on out. The tower's taking a lot of damage. Very difficult to defend if you're GOG. They don't have much anti-push. Shadow Poison will help, but that's really it. The orbs from the Wisp don't do much. To be honest, they cleared off creep waves. They're more just for quickly bursting down heroes. And the Puck, only level 6. Still doesn't have his orb max. Doesn't really want to throw that out too aggressively. Onto Jay, they try to go. But no vision for the Reality Rift. Gets fogged, forced to back off.
Quap forced to run away bot. She was under some serious pressure from Shadow Demon and PL, but she's coming up mid. There's the song. They're going to kill Wisp again, I think. They cracked the auto, like 2 or 3 auto attacks, and he's dead. There he goes.
The tether starts, and then I think he might have canceled it there, but at any rate, just no way to chase in time. He will die.
Or Wisp. Is that 3 deaths for him now? Yeah.
Well, PL's got 2k gold, so PL at the very least is farming, but, I mean, Rubik's always got a 4-staff. Rubik is Yanni is just getting absolute free farm in this late. 6 DCS for Yanni. Bimbo has been his roaming has been very effective. He's come towards the mid lane. I think it's twice now, and both times has gotten multiple kills, pushed down the tower, has the smoke up, so Bimbo showing some nice versatility. We're used to seeing his solo play, but in this game, his support play living up to its billing.
I think they're going to try, GOG are going to try and catch this Lena out. She's wandered into their jungle. She's going to get stuck between a PL.
Oh no, Bimbo! That's not looking good for Bimbo here. The Centaurs want to steal it.
I only realized they only use their powers when there's 3 or more enemies nearby. Like, I didn't realize that, because we had a fight the other day and the Centaurs steamed out and stunned everybody. It was kind of a surprise.
Well, Mineski gives away a quick pair of kills. Meanwhile, Shadow Demon trying to run away from Queen of Pain. We'll back off. At some point, Yanni will get involved in this game, probably once he has his 4-staff. It's not often you see a Rubik giving the safe lane priority farm, but with an early 4-staff this game, there's a lot of good spells to steal. Especially the Puck Orb, the Phantom Lance. Like, these spells are very spammable nukes, and he's going to have the mana to support them, especially because he's Keeper of the Light in the game. Oh, they take a lot of damage. Puck will just get Laguna down. Doesn't have buyback, but does have his ult when he comes back online. Still, they're going to be forced to back off.
Poor old Wisp. That was, I mean, did they TP in the Wisp CK?
No, Wisp still has relocate.
Okay,
so.
sorry. Yeah, well, now they're going to try and take this bot tower, I guess.
It's a strong 5-man at this point in the game. I mean, they have a lot of freaking AoE. And if you're GOG if you're GOG right now, what do? Because your laning stages wasn't strong. Really, however Mineski landed, you're going to have some amount of trouble, though I think they could have handled it a lot better than they did. But given the spot they're in now, they don't have much counter push, they don't have much split push, because the Phantom Lancer just doesn't have really any big items out yet, just a Quelling Blade and double Blades of Alacrity. And as a result, Mineski can 5-man around the map, push down your towers, and that's where Wisp is weakest. Wisp doesn't do anything against 5-man Dota at this point in the game, just as basically food for the Laguna.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Lena can practically one-shot him.
Fuduna.
They're looking for a, did I say Luna?
No, I just wanted to say Fuduna.
Oh.
Sounds like Laguna plus food. Food.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that makes good sense.
Not my finest work, I guess.
Faduna? That doesn't even... Oh, it's such a reach. My brain can't even get there.
Yeah.
Look at this. Now that the smoke's run out, they're going to try and catch this poor PL. Oh, they left the illusion.
Oh, here comes the Wisp relocate, and are they actually going to engage into this? They are. Just one scream, and the slave, down he goes. No chance to do a thing. Too much freaking burst damage. Yanni Dream put up under the tower. Now the Soul Catcher onto Naga. Not really the best focus fire here. Look at the AoE, the backline Illuminate, just wiping everybody out. Pew.
Oh,
pew.
That was brutal. Absolutely brutal triple kill from Kotl there. Perfect. And it looked like a great setup. They TP'd in, they just dropped the CK, airlifted him in, but yeah. That's it, I think. Mineski have won.
That Wisp that Wisp jumped onto like 30 landmines at once. Just exploded into the sky.
Dropped him on a bomb. Here you go.
Jesus Christ. I don't think I've ever seen a Wisp explode faster than that in my life.
Yeah. And look at Laguna Blade. It's off cooldown. It's ridiculous.
They don't even need Laguna. Honestly, a Fade Bolt and a now Chaos Bolt. That's another great spell for the Rubik to steal. Honestly, like, just any 2 nukes. Scream and Slave. She's pretty much dead.
Yeah. Yeah, she's amazing for burst damage, Lena. Absolutely amazing. I've played her a few times. She's great fun. She is squishy, but if you get her in a good team, then yeah. And also with the Nagasaran for setting up the stun, great synergy. Good synergy, LD.
Mineski is synergy indeed. Mineski is doing a nice job of keeping the pressure up around the map, which is exactly what you want to do against this CK Wisp PL lineup. There's the net. Gonna start on Joko. He doesn't have his ultimate yet, unfortunately. So he's taking a lot of damage from the illusions. The wraparound comes from Keeper. Looking for the Illuminate. Will unload early. Not really getting the full damage. Can Bimbo throw out the Laguna? Will it be enough? The illusion doing a tiny bit of block. Laguna, you know you want to. No, he won't. He's gonna be a good teammate and sit on it for the moment.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Queen of Pain. Heaven. Might be going to heaven soon.
Nah.
He might. I mean, the 5 mana Mineski is really strong right now, and they're totally exploiting it. This is really understanding the hero matchup and taking advantage.
Wisp tethered to a puck. It's just it feels like
it's the most pathetic, feeble combo you'll ever see.
It's just, yeah.
Well, CK's dead. What else can you tether to?
Yeah. Jeez, at least something that has a physical form. You know what I mean?
And you know, this game is not. Oh, here we go. There's the stun. The Dream Coil catches 3, but they're all very tanky. There's an ultimate from Queen of Pain, catches 3 as well. Illuminate. Just the damn AoE on this team is sensational. Blink Scream. Nope. Phase Shift dodges the Scream. Still, the double kill comes out for Joven in spite of that, and now the tier 2 likely to drop.
Yeah, God, that was the AoE combos and the burst damage is absolutely ridiculous.
You know those games where like stuff is falling and you like run in between the projectiles trying to dodge them?
Yes.
This is like the point in the game where like shit is falling simultaneously everywhere, so it's literally impossible to dodge.
Like one of the later levels of Uncharted or something, where like the entire ceiling falls and you're meant to dodge it. Yeah.
That's what this game is. I mean, there's just no dodging.
HyperX could be in trouble here. The Puck's chasing him hard.
No, there's a cast pull on Yanni. He may look to use it, turn around. Oh, he's got a regen rune on his way. Oh boy. Yanni could definitely turn this around now. If he doesn't get orbed, it's not going to hit. The auto attack will be here, but the damage is already done anyway. No. There's the backup. Here it comes. Jay with the Laguna and the Illuminate. Can bring him down. Will do so. Will do so.
Oh, they did get him in the end, yeah. Very nice.
Well, this is...
I hate the mocking laughter of the enemy heroes is so unpleasant. I hate it. It drives me mad.
It's like, I already feel stupid. You don't have to laugh at me, too.
Especially for someone like Meepo or someone. He rubs it in.
Despite... Mineski is incredibly far ahead. I mean, 12k gold lead, 11k experience lead. PL has a diffusal blade, but needs a lot more than that, because this army of illusions will just melt. One nuke is pretty much going to kill them all off, even with the extra magic resistance from Phantom Edge. They're just so squishy, they take so much bonus damage as illusions that he's going to need a Heart of Tarrasque, and then maybe, just maybe, his illusions will live long enough to do something. But that's going to be a tall order to farm, because where do you farm it? The bottom tier one's down, the mid tier one's down, the top tier one's down, and you know they're coming for your tier 2s next.
Well, I mean, also, if you look at Mineski's team, and I've often thought this, if you pick PL first, you're kind of showing your hand to the opponent, aren't you? Because you're basically saying, we're going to go for a farming hero. So if you go for crazy burst damage and just go fight, and win, and, you know, sort of push your lanes early, it's going to be much harder. You can chase me all around the map. It's going to be much harder for me to get my farm. I mean, isn't that right? If you say, well, we're going to pick PLs like front and center, you're kind of saying to your opponent, well, if you guys just go for crazy AoE and team fight and like they've gone for burst damage and just win every team fight, PL's screwed unless the game goes for like 45 minutes, right?
Oh, nice phase shift by Ward, dodges the net, will be able to escape, I think. Nope, the backstep from Yanni comes in with the lift, down the silence, Ward is gonna melt. Oh, jeez, the humanity, there is none here. But
yeah.
to respond to your point earlier, yeah, I mean, that's the one. They gave away Keeper of the Light, so they just didn't want to deal with the Kodal PL combo, which is totally understandable. The issue is, Keeper of the Light's not only a great partner for PL, he's also a great hero to have against him, because he murders the illusions, he has the ultimate to counter the PL split push if you ever need it with recall, and on top of that, he can really shut him down in the laning stage, because he's so good at pressuring the lanes, and Joku in trouble now. I mean, things just falling apart. GOG is just too far behind. No, when the Chaos Knight melts like that, you know you're pretty much boned.
Yeah. Even when Wisp just runs away from CK, he's just like, see you, CK, I'm out.
I mean, it's kind of backwards. You'd like the Wisp to sacrifice her own life, but either way, it's just not...
It's understandable.
Not much good news here.
No, but they're going to try and do something mid, I think, like maybe defend this tier 2, but I mean, they're going to die. These are three squishy people right here trying to defend against this stuff. Look at this mob.
Well, what they should do is just start with that Naga Siren ultimate, charge up the Illuminate, then unleash it. At the same time as the Screw Pain, you can silence the puck so he can't phase shift if you're really quick.
I think they're just waiting for this. Oh wait, no, she's TPing out. I thought they were just waiting for the creep wave, but no, she's decided to TP, and she's going to go and mess with this PL. They do not want him getting anything.
Yeah, the Naga's going to be the one to go, but remember, they have recall, so by sending the Naga there, you can bring the PL, or the Naga back. You can bring the Naga back with the Kodal anywhere you want.
Yeah. Of course.
But,
I mean, that's another reason that Kotl is ridiculously overpowered. He's like a free TP on demand.
Oh, relocate top! Oh, there's the silence on the Wisp, but it's too late! The
nice!
Yeah, I mean, they got the one kill. I think the creep spotted them rotating into the jungle, and they just take a gambit. They catch the two out. As far behind as GOG is, they have a lineup that's... I mean, one of the best kind of lineups to come back if you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, right. CK Wisp can punish you, and then suddenly the Phantom Lancer can farm really quickly. So, Mineski really should win at this point, but if they make too many mistakes, they could lose. And they go on to Geo. Geo taking damage. Will drop first. War dropping low as well, but there won't be a big Illuminate this fight. Laguna used just for the puck. They're tired of his shenanigans. Down will go. Owen now chasing. CK pulling in, or attempting to pull in the Naga, but thinking better of it in the end. Wisely is going to back off. And the PL up to 2k gold. There's the Naga ult, catching two. Son of the Sad now, Heaven dead. Can they get more? No, that's gonna be
I think they're gonna have to stop there, but that was two losses, 2 deaths per team, looking fairly even. But of course, you've still got the Naga ult, and you've got Lina, and yeah, no fun. What's HyperX stolen? He's got Reality Rift here. I'm not sure I'd want a Reality Rift with Rubik. But maybe you would. You'd do that and then telekinesis them up, but.
Yeah, I guess it brings you right next to them, too, even though you're a ranged hero, which is just not what you want. Queen of Pain whips the ult. Oh, Joven had the kill on the Phantom Lancer if he connected there, but was not able to do so.
And he's out.
Yep. Peace. Goodbye, cruel world.
See you in 2 minutes.
Mid lane, Joker looking to go. Bimbo chilling in the trees is going for a Yule Scepter, which is a great choice this game. We'll set up the stun nicely. This looks to be a CK down. CK down. Shadow Demon in trouble. Shikado on the run. Everybody just tread for the hills, basically. Someone had molded a CK out of ice cream and wheeled it to the front of the fight. I can't believe it. That was like a sort of Trojan horse offering. They just, please take this ice cream, CK, and leave us be. I don't even like ice cream, but I'll step on it anyway. That's for damn sure.
No, you don't melt like that. That's crazy. Oh dear, poor GOG.
24-4. Mineski strutting their stuff here. And it is a best out of 1 format, so if GOG lose, unfortunately, the Myanmar representatives will be going home. Yeah, it's not, as Master Ramen is kindly pointed out for us, it is not until the semifinals that it's a best of 3 format. Thank you, Master Ramen. As opposed to Novice Ramen. So, yeah,
Well,
I mean, all that GOG can hope to do is split push with the PL, use the CK Wisp combo to pick off heroes that are countering the split push. But realistically, it's going to be hard to do that because Naga can always TP to be the one who defends that split push, and if you actually go on her, just pops the Song of the Siren. And I don't think they have the burst damage to actually bring her down because the CK doesn't have any items, just a bracer, now power treads, but basically no items.
It has been a miserable game for CK.
Speaking of miserable games, look at the Shadow Demon. He's still at 3-digit net worth. 23 minutes in.
Oh my god. He's boots 1. And a couple of iron branches to his name. Poor dude. Oh, that is ugly. That is ugly. Yeah, Wisp 173, Chaos Knight 172. You can't have those kind of numbers. And they're going to go get Roche and then win, I think. So, yeah, pretty brutal.
Roche under siege with that Orchid will take some extra damage here. Should be dropping fairly quickly. Indeed, he is. Here, this feels like the end of the road for our good friends on GOG.
It does. It's a shame. We've lost the squids. We've lost the geeks. They sound like you know the way American colleges have like football teams that are all given weird names like the Cougars and the Panthers and stuff like that. This feels like the nerds got together and made up a football team, and they called them the Squids and the Geeks, and they went up against the Jocks and they just got utterly crushed. That's what it feels like.
Yeah. These are the cool kids. They're the ones doing the drugs and then like ask you to do homework and then making fun of you when you don't until you give in, you do it, then you feel bad, then they give you a wedgie anyway.
Wow.
Yeah.
Are we delving into the recessed memories of LD at this point?
Nah.
Did you do that to other people? Is that what you mean?
I just made up whatever occurred to me first. I have a creative imagination, what can I say?
I'm sure you did. Hang on, look at this Nagasiren. Poor PL has been able to do very little against her. Because if he makes illusions, she's like, oh, I got some illusions right back in your face. Look at this.
Yeah, I mean, Riptide's... Naga's actually not too bad against PL when they have relatively low amounts so far, because then Riptide's still pretty effective. Later on, once the PL gets fat, it's pretty useless, but at this point in the game, it's still quite effective. And just look how fat Yanni is. You don't really see I haven't seen let alone a mid Rubik. I haven't never seen a carry Rubik in like the past 5 or 6 months. Top lane, they're gonna go with the relocate. There is a Naga ult, but she gets stunned. Now she's losing mana. Won't be able to ult. Will find the kill on Oa, who may just immediately buy back if they want to push.
Meanwhile, mid, they lost Puck, Nagasiren buyback, so yeah.
Smart buyback because they know that relocates on cooldown. If they get the stun here, Heaven will die. Heaven will fall. There is a buyback available on the PL, but that's it. Oh, actually, the Wisp has it as well. But remember, no relocate isn't going to help you mid anyway. They're sieging out mid, but this will take a while. They don't have anything that does a lot of physical damage to the tower, aside from the Naga, and they're not recalling her because Spirit Form is on cooldown.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. They have pushing up till... I don't think it'll be a problem, because they don't really have...
That's going to be a problem.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a problem for you.
Scythe of Vice, Orchid, Queen of Pain solo killing a PL at 26 minutes into the game. That's how you know you're ahead.
Yeah. And there's the song. Now they're going to get this Shadow Demon, then they're going to get this... Oh, I think this can
Then they're going to get the Rex. Then they're probably going to get the win, or maybe not, because Gio's taking a lot of damage. He'll die quickly to the Wisp. Now the Wisp in trouble. Wisp focus down. God, this Queen of Pain, so freaking massive. Joven really showing off in his first game of the GST, playing for Mineski, doing quite well. The stand-in formerly of iZone. Overall, Mineski, I think their new roster, well, if this is their new roster, at least the adjustment for Bimbo going to support seems to be working out just fine. GOG just did not seem prepared. Mineski had all the answers for them, just outplayed them in all the fights, had a better overall strategy, and I mean, they backed themselves into a corner, GOG did, with the Wisp, and this is just a classic example of why we don't really see a hero like Wisp that often in SEA or China, because they pick so many aggressive laning heroes that the Wisp is just very unlikely to ever get level 6 in a, you know, without getting crushed getting there.
Yeah. I mean, just in that fight just then, the Quap and the Lina were just standing off to one side, owning everybody. Just crazy damage, crazy massive damage. Every single fight, You can set it up with the Nagasar and just get in there and burst everything down, and they managed to take this tower on Rax. I guess they're backing just because why not, you know, get it right, but they're just, I mean, it should be GG basically at this point, shouldn't it?
GG coming any minute, most likely. Yeah, well, phase shift can only save you from so many stuns, so puck will fall. Now the Rex and second lane of Rex in jeopardy. This is it. This is the end of the line for GOG. The geniuses, or the geeks rather, are going home.
The well, the genuine.
Like, are most geeks on genuine?
I don't know. I think it would be disingenuine. I think would be.
Yeah, you're right. You and your English.
I know. I don't know if they meant the genius of geeks, but maybe genuineness seems kind of strange to me. But anyway, I thought they were genuine, but unfortunately it didn't matter. You can be genuine, but when you Laguna bladed in the chops, genuine goes out the window.
I'm pretty
wow,
sure.
Look at this Queen of Pain. Look how manly she is. She got 15 on health. She's got
the Aegis.
Oh, she got the Aegis. Boo.
Not manly at all. Actually, a woman.
Yes, true. How womanly. She's got the scream right in the face. Nope, silence. She can be in trouble. Yellow up.
Link's out of the dream coil. We'll be okay.
Nagasar into the rescue.
Well, there's a decent escape attempt. Nice dodge there. Dodges the Illuminate. Barry Sanders in the house. Gets back to the fountain safely and smoothly. But now it's just going to chill there and wait for the end. The end times are upon us, P-Flex. BKB on Bimbo. BK Bimbo in action. Relocate towards the bottom lane. They want to kill him off. Can they do so? Laguna's in the face. Eat it. Eat it. Eat it, he says.
Someone stop her. She's actually died. Look at this. Look at this. They're riding out.
Yep.
Nagasaren's got no ult. PL, CK, Shadow Demon all over her. Disrupt. No. Kill. 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 I think they might get her. Yes.
Meanwhile, only one player on Mineski doing his job and looking to end the game. Shout out to Gio for his discipline while the rest of the team feeds.
That was a good fight.
They get 2 lanes of Rex. Oh, yo.
It feels good for them to get a little, you know, to get a win. Now they're like, comeback time.
That was the funniest thing I've seen in a while. Just the chasing the Lina forever. Just turns around and calmly just zaps the Wisp in the face. From basically, I mean, look at the Wisp's health. It's under 900. The Lina Laguna Blade does 675 damage. That's like 2/3 of the Wisp's health off the bat.
Look at this 30-minute CK. Is rocking drums and treads, and that's it, and a stout shield. It's just horrible. He hasn't even got an armlet yet. It's just been that sad a game for CK.
30k gold lead, 2.5 or 25k experience lead, and well, we may see a few more kills before it's all said and done. Come on, you know you want to. Not gonna go. Well, Pierian, what do you do when the geeks are all dead?
What do you do? Well, I mean, the geeks shall inherit the earth. There was a documentary about it, and how they've taken over. So I mean, the geeks may have lost this battle, but they'll win the war. You trust me, LD.
What are they fighting? What's the war exactly?
I mean, if the documentary was basically saying that prior to computers becoming ubiquitous, like the geeks basically, I guess I don't know what they had in their lives, train spotting and whatever other thing geeks did before computers arrived. And then all of a sudden, computers turn up, they run everything, and geeks are like, well, now we run the show.
Well,
it's true. Think about it. People like Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, they wouldn't have been leaders of industry in the past, but now the computers are a a deal.
They're not geeks. They're cool kids.
Yeah,
I mean, haven't you seen the pictures of Bill Gates when he's a kid?
yeah. The one of him sort of.
He actually didn't ask me anything on Reddit recently, and he said, "Please, somebody, how can I delete this from the internet?" Yeah, it's like the most nerdy-looking picture you'll ever see.
Do one thing. I think he said, like for all his money and everything, he'd do one thing. He would like delete that picture from history.
That was so true. And the fight rages on. One last fountain camp before it's all said and done. It should be the last fountain camp anyway. Oh, it throws out the net, catches the puck. Now backing off. They still haven't got the third lane of Rax yet, but they will pick up a kill with the Naga Riptide. That's pretty much it. Yanni now with the Hex. Force Staff is available. Can jump away if he needs to. Queen of Pain. Stand in delivering. Real. Running. Fighting. Should be running. Doesn't matter. Down will go. Laguna to secure the kill with about 5 HP. Why the hell not?
That is a GG. That's it. They've seen enough.
That's what it took. Jay,
Yeah.
That's like someone slapping you in the face and saying, "Wake up! Game's
There you
over."
go. Right, that's it. I've had enough. I'm out. I'm leaving you. Yeah.
GG indeed.
Radiant's bottom barracks.
Well, give
that
GOG
was-
credit. They definitely fought to the bitter end. It is a bitter end.
did.
however.
Bottom barracks
Yeah,
are
they
under
did. I don't think that the lanes and the picks were very unusual. I think, and I don't know. Maybe they wanted to try something, but yeah, I think they were outclassed by Mineski. No offense to GOG, but yeah, Mineski really impressive.
I'll say Jay finishes the game 15-12. He may have technically been playing support, but you would not know it from his kill score, his assist score. Guys, the GEST Dota 2 continues. We have more action coming up. We now move on to the round of 8. There will only be 8 teams remaining. That will be a best of 1. Then we finish today off with a best of 3. That'll be your semi-final. We will only be covering one of those, and then tomorrow the grand finals will be played. But after we finish our GEST coverage for today, we have Star Ladder action coming up. So stay tuned. Basically, just you can leave Beyond the Summit the rest of the day, and you'll have tons of awesome Dota content. First Asia, then Europe, throughout the day, basically. I'm LD. He's Pyrian Flex. Pyrian, you have to leave me. Sadly, you have a babby. But any closing shout-outs, words of wisdom?
Shout-outs to to you. Thanks very much for inviting me. I love watching these games. I love casting these games with you. So thank you for having me. But yeah, I've got to go look after Babby Flax. So sadly, yeah, as you say, I can't do the next game as much as I would love to.
Goodbye, Pyrian. I'll miss you. Come back soon. Thank you all for watching. Stay tuned. More GEST Dota 2 action coming up next.